Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to Division 5. We're heading to the streets of Singapore, the original night race, for what is expected to be another fantastic round here of Div 5 action. After a very chaotic race in Melbourne last week, Div 5 is looking for a much cleaner go this time around, and we'll see if they can do just that. Like Melbourne, this is another street track where the walls really don't like to play ball with you at all. So we'll see how tonight goes, but overall it should be a fantastic race. My name is Patrick Coleman, aka Rockets, and alongside me is the one, the only SJ. How you doing tonight, mate?
Good. Really good. Looking forward to this one. Back in the comms box. So, yeah, this should be a good one. Obviously, Singapore, I love this. I do love this track. Obviously, it does bring in some fantastic racing. We saw some fantastic racing last night, especially in the wet conditions. I think Division 4's got an omen on wet races. That's 2 for 2. But looking well, I don't know what's going to be like here. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, looking forward to it. And looking forward to seeing who gets out on top tonight.
Yeah, indeed. And without any further ado, we're just going to hop straight to the track. And here we are. Our beautiful Singapore Grand Prix racetrack. And it should be a fun one. It's a track that really just kind of does really well with Rush for some reason. Like the real life racing on this track can be very much hit or miss, but when it comes to Rush Racing League, the action here is immense, it is intense, and you love to see good battles here. The walls are pretty tight around here, and there's a few overtaking opportunities. They're kind of few and far between. But we have seen some fantastic fiery battles here over the last couple of seasons, SJ.
Yeah, definitely. It's brought in a lot of excitement, Singapore. I think we saw a bit of excitement in Division One. Miaozi getting the final overtake, which obviously you took in the comms box on that one, and yeah, it just brings in a lot of action. It's a difficult track. It's like you say, in the narrow walls, but there are places to overtake, and the guys have just got to be careful, not risking it. And then time will tell, the tyres go off, mediums do go off very quickly here, hards go on forever. People do prefer the hards. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Strategy will be the key. Safety cars change the dynamics of a race very, very quickly. So yeah, all in all, looking very, very excited to it. And do you want me to run through a grid order and then we'll get on board with the team of the week?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get on board. Let's go ahead and just do a quick rundown of our 19 driver grid here tonight as we hop on board with Dilby, aka Dur, who will be making his way on an outlap.
All right, so here we go. We've got Soup for Duck. He is jumping in again, and he loves that Alpine seat. Is this the seat that he will be taking going into silly season? We'll still have to wait and see. Breaking news. We might even be able to find out from our TP that's joined us tonight. Then we've got Krojak. He didn't have the best of weeks last week. Little few incidents there, so will he be able to bounce back? It's been an interesting up and down week for Mercedes, but a very good result from Gordo last night. So hopefully they can pick up the momentum and also pick the momentum up with Connor as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Uncle Morty has proven very, very good in this division so far. Will he be able to get the win tonight? We'll have to wait and see. Ryzen and Div5. We've then got Kaus, a driver that has not driven for a while, but he's reserving tonight for, I'm trying to think which Williams driver it is. I can't think who it is. Don't quote me on that. Then we've got Bobby reserving for Ferrari again. Still not filling that seat yet. Could he be the man that fills that seat? We'll have to wait and see. We've got Zephyr in the Williams. Romeo and Kenobi in the McLaren. McLaren really do need to start scoring points. Will this be the night? We'll have to wait and see. Milano in the other V-car. Shining Swarm in the house. We saw him have a go last night. He already knows what this track needs. He did have a Q1-2 Q3 to deal with. Now he's just got a short quality to deal with, so he knows where he needs to be. So it'll be interesting to see what the spotlight is on him. Then we've got, Nishka couldn't pronounce it. We'll call him Awok. In the Sauber, he's having another go. He had a go last night. Didn't do the best, so he's going to have another go, and he might even be better tonight. But we'll wait and see what happens. TMT, the man that is, I think, taking this championship by storm. Will he take it by storm tonight? We'll find out later on, I'm sure of it. Woofer in the Aston Martin, very, very good week last week for the Astons on the podium. They have really, really pushing in constructors' points. Are they going to push in for the overalls this season? Will it be an Aston Martin? We will still have to wait and see. A long way to go yet. D-Wipe the TP connection. Will it stick tonight? Hopefully it does. He's not had the best of starts with connection, so hopefully it does stick out and he gets a race under his belt. Izzy Fizzy, his first ever league race in the league, so we wish him all the best. He has done the reserve program. Now it's time to show what he is capable of on track. Then we got Paul and Hal, as we saw last week, did a fantastic job getting on the podium. Vrooms hosting tonight, really appreciate that. And the other Ferrari driver, will he do well for Ferrari? We'll still have to wait and see. And obviously the solo and lone wolf of the new TP of Red Bull, Dilby. Will he be able to maximise points for Red Bull tonight? We will wait and see. That is your grid for tonight, Rickus.
A pretty stacked lineup here tonight, so it should be a lot of fun, as Dur actually doesn't even get a chance to complete his lap. He pulls right on into the pits. Something definitely did not feel right in his lap that he felt, so he pulled on back to the pits. But yeah, it's good to see some new faces. Obviously, a lot of the returning faces here tonight. And when I saw Awick join the lobby, I was gonna be I figured it was gonna be a real fun time pronouncing that name. But should be a good time here tonight. And there's one team in particular that is looking very, very strong so far, and I believe you're just about to talk to the TP, as they currently sit 1 and 2 in the qualifying order here tonight in our short quali for the Singapore Grand Prix, the team of the week. And actually, I'll let you introduce the team of the week.
Yes, team of the week, absolute fantastic week. 180 points, 82 points for the week, and actually taking the lead of the overalls as well. So double trouble, you could call it, and well deserved. Three guys.
Mercedes facing the wrong direction in the middle of the road, forming a bit of a roadblock, almost sending a McLaren to the Shadow Realm, and that is not where you want to be, Connor. Oh, and he just clips one of the Saubers. Ooh, I don't know which one that was. Might have been Legend. Whoever that was, definitely had a bit of a Code Brown moment. Nevertheless, sorry to interrupt, but that was we called that at the last moment.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I appreciate it. As I did say, 182 points for the week, and has actually taken the overalls as well as the lead. Bread, mate, welcome in to the comms box.
Hello.
What a week, mate. What a week that you guys had last week. I think it was 3 of you on the podium, or out of one of the 5 divisions. How did you do it? Like, what went right? Like, what was the plan? Like, yeah, tell us about it.
Plan going in was simply just lift a little. I think we had a few decent weeks in a row, but there was still a lot of room for improvement. Started off okay in Div1. I think we got a few points there. And then Div2, Toast got the win. 3, we had Vettel on the podium. 4, we had Mitch get his first win. So it just, yeah, kept rolling. Morty was 4th, I think. So, yeah, it's just a good week.
Well, it was a fantastic week. It was an absolutely fantastic week. And I just want to talk about a little bit about your drivers. Obviously, Division 3 is obviously the team to watch out for, yourself and Vettel. And this partnership as well between Rise and Mitch. You've got some very, very strong drivers in some of your divisions. You feel that they can take it to the end of the season and take the biggest prize of all, the overalls?
Yeah, definitely hoping for that. Obviously overalls is our goal, but we also have goals of constructors and drivers championships for every person in each division, and my goal is just to give everyone the best shot they can have at drivers and to constructors in their respective divisions.
Well, that's the thing, it does, like, you're 5 races in and you start to build up, but we've already seen, two leaders of the overalls very, very quickly, and things can change. And, probably in some areas that you're a little bit weak in obviously others. Obviously, with the start of Division 1 probably didn't go to plan. And obviously Division 2, obviously that went very, very well. Obviously Toast is one to watch out for. And then obviously 3 we don't know yet. And then obviously 4 you started very well. So what was the plan coming up to this week? I know we're obviously got one more race to go, but what was the plan going into this week at Singapore for your team?
Just continue with the momentum. When you have a week like that, if everyone's in good form, just bring it on to the next week. Obviously, the jump in the overalls may get you hunted a bit more, especially in tickets. You may find yourself in some tickets, you're not normally in maybe. And just keep up with the momentum and just take it from there.
One more thing I'm going to ask you. Obviously, with the situation with the overalls as well, does that give you a bit of a rivalry now with Kick? Because obviously you're battling them P1, P2, or do you still have rivals across the board?
Probably still rivals across the board. It's still early enough in the season where anyone can win it. So, it's more about focusing on us rather than what everyone else is doing. I think that's pretty important, just to focus on internal rather than external.
Good advice, mate. Very, very good advice. Don't worry about what's behind, worry about what's in front. That's the way to go. And I've been very, very impressed with you. I'm not saying I haven't been impressed with the rest of the TPs, but I've been very impressed, obviously, taking over from obviously Aardvark at the end of the season, who did a fantastic job at the end of the season, and also going into a new team as well, which is, props to you, mate. I think you've done a phenomenal job. I wish you all the best. I wish you the best tonight with your team, and for the remainder of the week as well. And we never know, you may even have team of the week again. We'll have to wait and see. And on that, I'll pass you over to Rekus.
Thank you.
Alright, Brad, I'm just going to say, I don't have any questions for you, but I am just going to say best of luck, congratulations on Team of the Week, and we'll see if you guys can continue that momentum.
Thank you, Wreckers.
As we continue on with qualifying here in Singapore, we are about 10 minutes into the session, so about a final 7 minutes left to go here. Most drivers have set a lap time. It is down to just the final 4, with one of those drivers about to set a lap time right now. And Roll Me One Kenobi goes ahead and gets into P16. Now there is actually quite a bit of a gap here between the top times and the bottom times. 3.5 seconds currently separates our entire field here tonight, as Awick in the Kick Sauber is going to make his way through the Singapore sling and make a massive charge here. We'll see what he can do here. Like I said, he raced last time in Div 4, and we'll see if he can make an improvement here in Div 5. He does have that experience that he can draw on, and Singapore's track where experience is so crucial. It's a very tough track. It's a track that I personally am not that great at, and it's an interesting track. It's a fun one, as most street circuits typically are, but it's not very beginner friendly, is it, SJ?
No, the walls do bite, unfortunately, on this. Is AWOC goes 131.180, and I was talking to you about, we'll go back to you regarding Singapore, but these guys are all in the 30s. Seemed to me that some of these guys are really struggling tonight. Obviously a 30 all the way down from P1 to P9. And then obviously we've got P10 all the way down to P17 with 31s, and 33s. So we've still got Connor to still set a time, and we've also got D-White also setting a time as well, which is just about to finish. So we'll jump on board with him, and then we'll jump on board with someone who's on a hot lap, and we'll take you through a qualifying session of Singapore. So let's have a look. Here we go. D-White coming into the final corner. What's it going to be for D-White? P1, 29.857, and that is the first one of the 29s of the night. And yes, as you were saying, we had the reserve program the other night, here. It was interesting. Obviously, it was a one show between Dido and Mareki Don. But yeah, you make one mistake here, you are in serious trouble. You cannot really drive with damage. It is quite difficult. I did see my teammate do it yesterday, and it was a tough ask. But yeah, you definitely need everything intact on your car here.
Exactly that. And I mean, we were saying this about the 100% race, myself and Cruz, last week here in Div5, but you need absolute laser focus on this track, almost as much as you need it for the 100% race. Because if you make one slight mistake, you go from hero to zero at a snap of a finger. It is just that crucial. If the walls don't get you, the track limit certainly will. There's a few spots where overtaking is pretty keen, but for the most part, you got some really tough areas. Picking the right moment is going to be the name of the game here tonight, as these drivers are getting ready for what could be their potential final last pushes here in this session as we approach the qualifying rush hour, where everybody is going to be on a lap trying to improve, trying to get closer to that 129 that Dwight has set. And Zephyr has been disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location. That's not a good start to the Williams driver's night. And if drivers aren't that careful, that negative momentum could really hurt them in the long run. Because you really need to keep laser focus. And if you have a disqualification kind of just in the back of your mind, that could really make your night just that much more difficult.
Yeah, I was just about to say if he would have set a time, he would have been DSQ'd from the whole weekend. So he can continue as he has retired in qualifying. So that was lucky that he didn't set a time there. So there we go. He is out of qualifying with that quali ban as well. So just remember to look at the check-in, mate. Just remind yourself. We've got an outlap going on here. Who do we jump on board with? We've got Shining, Milano, Risen, Izzy, Fizzy, Woofer, or Bobby. Reckons, who do we jump on board to?
Let's jump on board with Izzy. A driver who's making their league racing debut. They were in the reserve program. We'll see what kind of strides they can make here tonight.
Yep, we will. Do you want me to take this one away?
Go for it.
Okay, all right, here we go. Coming up to the last couple of corners before about to start. Down there in P13, 131.365. This will probably be the last time we see Izzy Fizzy doing a lap. But here we go, coming down the main straight with the DRS 95%. Remember, we can use the telemetry. It is optional, so we do mix and match. We do mix it up a little bit. Coming into turn number 2, gets a little bit on the back end there, but how does he go coming into? He's not burning much of the ERS. He's saving it now. Now he'll probably burn most of it. As you can see, he's not burning any of it, which is really interesting, unless he's going to go again. Or no, he's dropping it down to none. I think he may go again here, but will he get round? That's going to be the question, because I'm just saying he's on none. So I think we'll jump off him and we'll jump on board with someone else. Rekas, put me to another driver.
All right. Well, I got Woofer, and yes, I mean Woofer this time, and not Chevy like I mistakenly did last week.
Here we go. So he's coming around into the hairpin into sector 2. There is a lot of traffic on the track at the moment. Hopefully they get out of the way. Oh, look at this.
No.
Oh, he's been impeded. He's been impeded by the Mercedes. There's a lot of impeding going on here. That's 2 impedes that we've seen probably already. Oh, we're going to have to go again. Reckon someone else.
All right. Let's go Awick, who's currently going through sector 1.
All right, let's have a look. He's down there in P12. Right, here we go, 54%. Let's see if anyone else is going to get impeded. You need to be careful. Oh, he really loses the back end there. Let's see. Oh, he's on hot lap. He is deciding to change up a little bit. You may want to change that to medium, as hot lap doesn't work. But well, let's see what happens. Here we go, coming into the hardest part of the track, the windy part here, very, very nicely. Done, getting onto the curbs. Got quite a lot of ERS still here. So I don't know if this is going to be quick. We're looking at the sector 2 time to see an improvement here. We've got his teammate at the moment in P5. So let's have a look. No, he's way down. So next driver. I'll let you take it away, Records.
Alright, so I'm going to jump on board with the Ferrari of Roms here, who is making his way through Memorial Corner, heading into Sector 2. And he's got a Aston Martin just up the road ahead. And he is going to go ahead and try to chase him down, try to chase a little bit of the slipstream as they make their way through the Singapore Sling. This is a very tight and windy, narrow part of the track, across the bridge, into the tight hairpin, and into the next DRS zone. He's going to go ahead and turn on the afterburners, make his way down into the corner, and then go from one DRS zone practically straight into another. And he's going to burn a good amount of battery. The overtake mode has been active. And now we're going to go deep into turn 16. Oh, took a lot of curb there as they go under the underpass, and a meaty smack against the wall for the Ferrari. And he's going to go ahead and make his way across the line. It is going to be P15 still for the Ferrari. He does not quite improve. Izzy will be the next one to come across the line. Izzy actually is improving quite a bit. So Izzy up now into P11. And Milano, he is going to come into the pits, with Dilby setting pole position for the Red Bull team, followed by championship leader TMT, and then Dwight in P3. Driver from the team of the week, Okamori, in P4, and that is going to be the end of this qualifying session. It has been it's one that was really quick, really rapid, but a massive bit of unfortunate luck here is that Connor was unable to set a lap time here tonight. I don't know if that was due to a quality ban or just kind of getting the timing wrong, because that can happen here. We've seen it before this season, but not the greatest of starts to Mercedes weekend so far here.
Definitely not. And I think when you make mistakes, it's difficult to try and recorrect them. So yeah, he didn't have a quali ban. So there's only 2 people that had a quali ban tonight. But yeah, really, really good start for Dilby. And yeah, that's his first pole of the season. So he'll be absolutely buzzing with that. The question is, can he carry that momentum into the race? We'll see the classification results here. Dilby taking pole position, TMT taking P2. This guy does not go away. D-White P3 as well. Really, really good start there. Then we've got Morty, Paulinhal, Kaus. What a performance from Kaus there, up into P6. Milano, P7. Krojak, Soup, Shining, Izzy Fizzy Risen, Awok, Waffa, Vrooms, Bobby, Roland Kenobi, Connor, and Zephyr with the DSQ. And yeah. Here we go, Ruckus.
Yeah, here we go. Indeed, it's going to be a fun one here tonight. Singapore always does deliver some intense action, and we're going to see if they can keep it up, but make it a bit of a cleaner affair. And oh, well, that might be the answer to our question here. As the rain falls here in Singapore, it is going to be a wet race this time. And boy, oh boy, here we go. This is going to be absolute pandemonium here, as pretty much any setup that these drivers have made, then they are just probably going to chuck it straight out the window, throw in a wet setup, and get ready for this one, because this track is already difficult enough in the dry, but you're throwing the weather, you make it wet, and oh boy, the spray here is really rough, especially with these ground effect cars. And it is going to be a tough night here for some of these guys. Div5 is kind of considered the learner div for drivers who are learning how to get into league racing. It is a good division for that. Well, they are definitely going to have their trial by typhoon here tonight, with the weather being absolutely slippery out here tonight. It's going to be like a slip and slide out here on this street track. There's already not a lot of grip here to begin with, but here we go. We have those 5 red lights up on the gantry. And it is lights out, and away we go here. Dilby leading the field down into turn number 1. Some drivers ready trying to jockey for position. And a little bit of contact between himself and TMT as they make their way through. And we're seeing a lot of just cars kind of gaggle together here. Drivers trying to jockey for position, little bits of contact here and there. Throughout the field, some drivers might be already losing end plates, and I think I just saw one fly off with a kick Sauber, yeah. So Awok has now lost one of his end plates, And the spray here is very, very tricky here, as these guys are on sets of intermediates. And oh, you get to see the understeer from Dilby as that pole position almost turned into a P1 in the retirement column. And man, that was close. It just shows you how trickery the conditions are here tonight, SJ.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing to look at, as you did just mention very quickly, is mixture of tyres there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys going on the wets, and we've got yellows at the back shining. Or something happened here. AWOC has gone all the way down. Oh, we've got Haas reversing on track. It's all what is going on here. And Bobby's been done for a 10-second for speeding. For collision there. So that has brought out yellows, and that looks like it's a VSC. But yeah, some of these guys not getting to grips with the conditions. As I did say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the wets. I don't know if it's wets. And this is the hardest thing to work out here. Is it wets or is it inters? If there are puddles, then yes, it's definitely wets, but there's no puddles. It's just chucking it down. I don't know if it's going to get harder. We will have to wait and see if there's any confirmation of that in the chat, let us know. But a little bit of drama already. Going to position changes. P1 and P5 stay exactly where they are. Super Duck is up 3 spots. Kaus is down 1. Izzy Fizzy's up 3. Krojag's down 1. Vrooms is up 5. He's had a good start there. We've then got one guy coming into the pits now. It looks like it is Milano. We've then got Connor up in a P11. What a start for the Mercedes driver there. Woofer in P12. He's up 2. Sorry, Connor's now up 7. Ronald and Kenobi's up 4. Zephyr is up 5. Investigation pending with him at the end of the race. So we'll let him continue what he's got to do. Ryzen up down 3. Bobby stays where he is. AWOC in down 4. Down 5. Milano down 10. And Shining Swarm down 9. But Dilby 1.1 out in front on those inters. The question is, though, Rekas, is he on the better tyre to TMT?
It's always an interesting one with the tires in these conditions, right? Because, I mean, you do get more grip in these conditions even with the wets compared to the inters, but the inters can be a bit quicker if the track starts to dry out. But if you're expecting the track to get wetter and you're going to expect those puddles to form, then the wet tires are going to be the call that you're going to want to make. But it's really just a game of trying to be a weatherman, essentially, trying to predict the weather. As we have another caution, and Shining has lost it down into turn 4, I think. I think it actually might be a bit too slippery for the inters right now, because some drivers who are on the intermediates are not having a great time here, as some of these guys on the wets are actually doing pretty solid here, as TMT Legend is trying to chase down Dilby here. He's made up some time, but Dilby got a really good launch when the VSC ended, and he has just been running away with this one. The tricky thing about these conditions is that DRS will not be enabled unless the track really, really begins to dry out. So it's going to be all that much harder for TMT to really start to catch up here, as VSC Pollen is trying to take on Uncle Morty here. They were teammates at one point, and now they are fierce rivals on the track. But now, actually, Pollen's going to have a bit of a different Alpine problem. He's got Super Duck right behind, who has moved up 3 positions, as you mentioned a bit earlier. And we're seeing some really, really tough battles here a bit further back. But for right now, it is going to be a tight battle here, especially in these really, really difficult conditions. Soup is now trying to go on past here. There is another yellow flag, and that is Shining Swarm again, having a bit of an off there right in the middle of what there used to be 2 separate sets of chicanes prior to 2023. So Super Duck now really trying to close in the gap to Pollen, but he now is going to have Izzy, Izzy was a really interesting contender to watch. I think Izzy had a massive snap there coming through the bridge. But yeah, first league race for Izzy, and so far, being up 4 positions is a pretty good way to start your debut.
Yeah, definitely, and the same for Kaus as well. He hasn't raced for quite some time, and he's doing a pretty good job. But they are really losing grip as well. They're really trying to fight those cars, as you can see, fighting that car as well. We're just going to get a little bit further up the front because Soup for Duck has lost that front left side, and there you go. Paul already goes for the move, and that is an interesting place to make an overtake. But does he get it stick? No, he doesn't. But Soup for Duck is still trying. Paul he's really pushing that car, and Izzy Fizzy gets through as well. We've got a yellow down in Sector 2, so something's happened in that Sector 2 area. Some of these guys are really fighting these conditions tonight, and it's a virtual safety car. What has happened there? Someone has lost it into the wall, and it looks like it could be Milano. He's going very slow. And let's have a look. I'm just going to see if it is Milano. No, it's not.
Bobby.
Looks like he's got everything intact.
Bobby's missing. He's missing a good chunk of that.
Oh, Shining Swarm! Oh, Shining Swarm goes into the wall, and he's lost the other plate as well. And Bobby has been given a drive-through as well for under the VSC. So not going to plan for Bobby down there in P18 or Shining Swarm tonight in the Haas. But it's going fantastic for Dilby, but he is really sliding as well. They are really struggling with these conditions tonight. And this is a tester, isn't it, Rekas? These conditions that they're driving in tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I would say trial by fire, but trial by typhoon makes a bit more sense at this stage just because it's a very wet track. It's a very slippery track. Street circuits in particular don't tend to have a whole lot of grip on them, and that rain basically just washes that rubber straight off the track. And it's just super slick out there, super slippery. So a lot of these guys are going to be like newborn deer on an ice rink, just trying to figure something out. And that's another drive-through for Bobby, and he's going to have to serve that. It's a very rough start, but Dilby has gotten a fantastic launch both times after the VSC, so he's been able to really pull away with this one. As now Soup is chasing down his teammate, and Izzy's having a bit of a snap. So these intermediate tires are, it's kind of interesting because the intermediate tires are quicker, but they're also more difficult. So if you can handle how these intermediates are operating, then you are going to be in a pretty good spot as of right now. But man, this is not an easy set of conditions to drive in. As now Super Duck gets close to his teammate of Uncle Morty. They're both going to continue to race along here. It is Inters versus Wets, and we may see a bit of a swap as Dill White might have had a bit of a moment. No, I just swore I saw a slow McLaren up ahead, and maybe it was Dwight. Maybe he was able to recover, but right now it is Soup chasing down his teammate, and Shiny has retired from the session on track. He's actually lost it, so that's another VSC. And actually, correction, it's a full safety car.
There we go. There we go. There you have it. I didn't see what actually happened, actually. So I'm just trying to find his car, but his car's been cleared up very, very quickly. Marshals did not want to obviously get wet that much. So they've cleared that up, and that gives obviously Bobby an opportunity maybe to get back in this race. He has been lapped, and he has got that VSC to serve as well. So he's going to have to serve that after the safety car comes in. So not good news for the Ferrari driver there, but also not good news for Dilby, because now he's going to have to bring TMT back into it, and TMT may even think about making the decision for the intermediates. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, but we are down to 18 drivers, and yeah, these conditions are going to mix things up now, what these guys are going to choose to do, as it's not raining that heavy, so I reckon we're going to see these guys off on the wets. And that means TMT will be giving that position up if he does pit as well. But what does Dilby do? Does Dilby go on a fresh set of inters, or does he continue? Only 5 laps at the moment, 1.7 seconds out in front. Let's have a look, see what he's going to do. See if he's going to make any decisions to continue or pit. Let's have a look.
I mean,
nope, he is going to continue.
He hasn't really...
TMT's in. There you go.
He really hasn't done any racing to where he really needs to worry about the inters right now, because we've been under a VSC or full safety car for what feels like half the race. So he's really probably only put like about a good 2, maybe 3 laps of actual racing on those inters, so they're not really burned up yet. and he can drive on the wetter parts of the track to really cool him off here under the safety car. So I think it is definitely now time to switch from the inters, or sorry, to the inters from the wets. If drivers are on the wets at this point still, and it looks like everybody has made the switch. The rain has lessened quite a bit here, as now drivers are going to go ahead and try to pack up behind the safety car and try to get things going here. We should be back green around maybe lap 8 or 9, maybe lap 10 at the latest, but it's a chaotic start to the Singapore Grand Prix already.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, all of those guys have decided to get off the wets and get on to the inters as well. And well, that's just dropped TMT down to P9, 5 laps. Better tyres than Connor in P8 at the moment, and also Uncle Morty down into P11 with Zephyr in front. And then Risen 5 laps, and then Paul and Hal on the fresh inters as well down in P13. So some of these guys, excuse me, have decided to make that pit stop, have definitely pushed themselves down the pecking order. And the problem is passing in these conditions as well. It's going to be extremely difficult. Yes, they may have the pace and be on the faster tyre, because obviously 5 laps everyone else compared to their 0. But it's about passing, and TMT is right in front of a lot of traffic. You've got Connor, Vrooms, Krojak, Cows, Izzy Fizzy, Soup, and DY and Dilby to deal with. So it's not going to be an easy task. And the same thing for Paul and Hal and Uncle Morty as well. It's a big task for them, but they will have quicker tyres coming to the end when these guys do make a decision to pit. So going to be interesting. But yeah, Dilby leading the way. DY and Soup are your top 3. Izzy Fizzy, Kaus, Krojak, Vrooms, Connor, TMT, Zephyr are your top 10. Uncle Morty, Risen, Paul and Hell, Woofer, Rowan Kenobi, Milano, Awok, and Bobby, who has still got that VSC drive through to serve and has been lapped as well. So, bit of drama here, but the rain is not as heavy as it was before, Rickers.
Yeah, no, it's light up quite a bit here actually compared to like when we were making our way to the grid and how heavy that rain was at that point. So it's definitely intermediate weather now. We should see a lot of drivers struggle less, as now we're still waiting for quite a few of them to get backed up to the safety car as we make our way through. And this is gonna be kind of a double-edged sword for Dilby, because yes, he is not burning up those tires as much, and yes, his main rival coming into tonight is now down to P9, but it's gonna be fresher tires, and in these conditions where it's kind of now like where it's really true intermediate weather, it's gonna be really difficult to keep these tires from overheating, because as we know, and I mean you're a controller player as well, so I know you know my pain, but when these inters overheat, they are so tough to actually try to get back into the proper operating windows. Vroms, I think, is actually past Connor, I think. Maybe that was a retake. I'm not too sure what happened there. Could have swore I saw these two swap positions, but we should be potentially going green at the beginning of lap 8. We will await the announcement. It'll be lap 9 at the latest, as we make our way down the final DRS zone here. And we're gonna see here in a couple of moments, and I think we are going around again, so it'll be a lap 9 out of 31 by the time we get back racing here in Singapore. But right now, I'll just go ahead and say, be sure you guys are staying hydrated here. The track is definitely properly hydrated at this point, so should you guys be. I know summer has hit Australia and the temperatures are rising, so stay hydrated, drink some water, as these cars need to have the correct fuel to be at the top of their game. So does the human body, so go ahead, drink some water, your body will thank you later. As now I think we do have everybody pretty much backed up, with the exception of Roms, who has made a pit stop. And then we should be going back green on lap 9 here, SJ.
Yeah, Vrooms lost the front wing, so he's had to make a stop. But he has gone on fresh inters, so this is going to be interesting. He will be quick, but Yeah, not the start that Ferrari want. Down there in P17 and 18, really having a mirror of tonight. But things can change very quickly, so we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I reckon the safety car will be in this lap. As we did see yesterday, the safety car came in, and from P9 down, everyone needed, well, from P1 to P9, everyone was fine, but from after P9, P10, P11, P12, missed out. So they had a massive gap to the safety car, and that is not what you want. You do not want to be doing that, because the safety car, as soon as it comes in, it basically just, you can't drive, you can't drive full acceleration either. It slows you right down. So you think you're going to gain time, and you actually gain nothing as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that's going to happen. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Vrooms will get round just 6 seconds. Safety car is now coming in. I'll take this one away, Rekus. Dilby is in control. DY and Soup Fedak he's got to deal with, but will he be able to break away as he did at the start? We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. He's in control of this race, so let's see. He had TMT behind him earlier, but he's now down into P8. So with a few pit stops there, they've gained a few positions, Uncle Morty as well, and Paul in Hell. But let's have a look what Dilby's going to do. So he's just about to get ready, and he is going to go. Yep, he's off. There we go. He's gone. But he's not got the right angle there. And D-White has got very close to him going into turn one. We're seeing moves going on there. Williams look to make a move on the Haas. Doesn't get the move done. But he's getting very, very close there. But Dilby does lead the way with D-White and Soup for Duck. Everyone getting clean. Soup for Duck still got damage on that left-hand side. So when he does pit and probably get onto a fresh set of inters, he may look to change that front wing. We'll have to wait and see. If he doesn't, that may slow him down. He may not decide to do it, but at the moment Dilby is leading the way. Anyone making any moves at the moment? Going a little bit further down, we're seeing some yellows in that sector 1. That's just Bobby letting everyone through as he lets his teammate through Vrooms as well. Back up to the front. Souped Up is getting pretty close to D-White there, but can he be able to get the durability and the sustainability through these corners? This is where you need your front wing. You do not want to get it damaged, and he has got it damaged at the moment. So let's see how close Izzy Fizzy can get to him as he does get onto the curb there and gets all sorts out of shape. That brings Kaus into it now. Does Kaus go for a move in the hairpin? No, he doesn't. Stays behind, but he's got Krojak for company now. So these guys are getting a little bit closer, but Dilby pulling a 1.5 second gap, Breakers.
Yeah, Dilby's been really good on his restarts here tonight. So he has been absolutely kind of a nightmare to deal with as he goes through it. Oh, what has happened? Uncle Morty's in the wall! Uncle Morty into the wall. He's going to make sure everybody goes back through so he doesn't get any of those unsafe rejoins, and he has got front wing damage on the Alpine as Dilby sets a new fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Dilby is definitely in the driver's seat here tonight. He is definitely thriving in these mixed conditions here tonight. He has been absolutely fantastic to see in that Red Bull here tonight, and Chaos is now gonna try to close in the gap as Connor gets moved onto his teammate. The two Mercedes will swap positions, and Bobby has retired in the pits. So we are down to 17 drivers here on the night. We are still having some very intense racing. Krojak still pretty close to his teammate, as TMT Legend is just right behind. In that kick, Sauber looking to try to make any kind of move he can here, trying to really close it in. And what has happened that has caught your eye here?
Izzy Fizzy just literally sliding through the corners there, trying to get hold grip that has. He needs to be careful because he could be the next retirement if he's not careful. He is a little bit all over the place, trying to keep grip on those tyres at the moment. They may be a little bit cold. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but he has dropped the 1.8 second gap to Soup for Duck. So at the moment it is a 3-horse race. Well, technically it's a 2-horse race between D-White and Soup for Duck, as D-White is 1.5 seconds behind Dilby. Dilby's got some serious pace out there tonight. As you did say, his exits and have been fantastic, but Soup for Duck is going to be hunting with that front wing damaged as well. So will he be able to continue hunting D-White? That's going to be the question, as D-White is only 2 seconds behind Dilby at the moment. tyres. Everyone is on intermediates, apart from Uncle Morty, who's gone on to a set of hards. As we are seeing dry conditions, rain has stopped here, Rekus. So we are going to see some pit stops. I'm just seeing Izzy Fizzy coming in, Connor coming in, TMT coming in. So big decisions here. Dilby will have to make a decision. How far can he go? Will he burn those tyres out before he gets into the pits? There you go, onto the hards. And then you've got Connor onto the hards. Uncle Morty is already on the hards as well, but he is all the way down in P17. So rain has stopped. We've got dry conditions. Let's see if we're going to see some grip. Rowan Kenobi is going around the outside of Risen, as Risen has broken way too late there, and Woofer's nearly gone to the back of him. It's really going on now. We're starting to see some big breaks as Woofer does make the move on Risen, and so does Vrooms as well. Risen is just letting everyone pass, and his teammate as well. He's not happy with those tyres, and Zephyr is out of this race. And I'm just about to have a look here because I think it's on the chicane, and he's gone straight into a wall, and he is out. And that brings out a safety car. This has just saved Dilby, and he will probably be leading the way of this race again, Rekus.
You know who I think is going to be absolutely furious about this one? It's going to be TMT. Because last week, TMT was saved by a safety car for a different reason. He was able to get rid of a 10-second pen that he had picked up for speeding in the pits. But now the guy he's been desperately trying to chase down just got a get-out-of-jail-free card with the safety car. So we're definitely going to see all these remaining drivers on the intermediates pit in for some slicks. They're all probably going to get on the hard tire so they can try to make it to the end on that one compound without having to make another pit stop. But man, this has just been a chaotic race here. I wouldn't say it's been as chaotic as Melbourne was last week, but I mean, it is a very tough track and very tough changing conditions. So yeah, he's on the hards now. I think everybody's going to swap to the hards to try to get to the end of this one. And Dilby's still going to be in the lead. That is pretty much best case scenario for the Red Bull. Everything just going exactly the way that the Red Bull wanted.
Yeah, it does at the moment. I'm looking bored on Izzy Fizzy, and he is just now coming. He's had to slow down due to Delta. Really slow down there, and he's gone right round the corner, and he's not going to make any positions, I don't think. May get a few. Let's have a look. Coming down the main straight. Who's he going to get? He does. He makes it P7, P6. So it does help him, but he doesn't get the rest. As you can see, there's a big gap from Roll 1 Kenobi there. And Izzy Fizzy up into P6. Krojak in a P5, Souk for Duck, and P4. Kaus jumps Souk for Duck. So has he changed that front wing? Let's have a look. I'm just jumping on board him now. Looking at that front wing to see if it's changed. It looks like it has. And he's lost out there due to that front wing change. But he is going to be quick. Kaus up into P3. What a night Kaus is having here. And Krojak into P5 and the Mercedes in P7 and P5. So great start for them. In a Haas sandwich. Right in the middle is Izzy Fizzy. And he is the solo wolf tonight as we've lost Shining Swarm Bobby and Zephyr. So Kaus is on his own. Vrooms is on his own. And Kaus is on his own. So we've still got quite a lot of time here. But these hards now will go to the end of this race.
Yeah, so that's gonna be very interesting to see here, but it's still very possible to burn up these hard tires a bit too much. So management is still gonna be a bit of a key factor here, as it typically is in racing, but this will pretty much just now be a sprint race right to the end. You're on lap 12 out of 31. You got a little over halfway to go still, and I mean, it's going to be a pure just fight on pace, really. We'll see if Dilby is able to get away as quickly in the dry as he was able to in the wet. This might be the opportunity that D-White needs. He has seen his restarts before. He knows you really got to stay basically glued to Dilby if you really want to make any progress on the restart. So, still few cars trying to catch up to the back. We should be going again at the beginning of lap 14. Just about at the halfway mark of the Grand Prix. We should be back racing again here in Singapore. And it is going to be It's going to be interesting to see because Dilby has been rapid on the restarts, but this will be his first restart in the dry.
Yeah. Going to be interesting to see how he takes that. Out of all the drivers I feel for at the moment is Uncle Morty. Uncle Morty has, when he pitted onto the hards. He didn't gain any positions. Had that spin earlier on and is down there in P16. So one position away from the points when he's got AWOP, and it's 2 laps to 3 laps. The question is, will he be able to get the job done? We'll have to wait and see in the later stages of this race. I think that's 2 safety cars we've had, so 2 more to go, and then we will be maxed out on safety cars. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. Looks like it's pretty dry out there. Could be some damp spells somewhere on the track. It might be a little bit slidey in some areas, but looks like it is very, very dry compared to what we saw earlier on. But just going to go over some position changes again because we've seen some big changes here. Dilby stays where he is. D White making up 1. Cow's making up 3. Super Duck making up 5. Kojak making up 3. Izzy Fizzy making up 5. Connor making up 11. After having that spin in quali, Rowan Kenobi are making up 9 as well, having a very, very good race here tonight. And then we've got TMT down 7, so they're probably the 2 drivers that you feel the most for at the moment, TMT and Uncle Morty. You've then got Woofer making up 4, Vrum's making up 4, Milano losing 5, Pornell losing 8, Risen losing 2, Wok Wok losing 2, and Uncle Morty losing 12. Over to you, Rekus. Take it away.
All right, and look how punchy this is. Dwight actually passing Dilby before they get going, and that's going to allow Dilby to really get a good launch here. You're not supposed to overtake before the line, and we're seeing a lot of drivers get really punchy here as Izzy is being extremely punchy, going through, getting one onto Connor, or at least retaking Connor there as we begin lap number 14 out of 31 here tonight. As Kojak is going to try to fight and try to close in the gap. The gap out front, not as big as Dilby would like it to be. He was pretty quick on the restart there, but Dwight was ready and already trying to punch above and try to get that P1. And Kaus now really scrapping it out with Super Duck here, coming through Sector 2 as they make their way to the Singapore Sling. And it's going to be a difficult one for Soup to get this move done. But Kaus is, like you said, he's having a very good night here tonight in that Williams. And he's really been able to close this gap up a bit and try to keep Dwight within DRS range. DRS will be enabled at the beginning of lap 15, so pretty much right at the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. As Kaus now is going to continue to try. The gaps are starting to kind of separate here. There's still some fights that are pretty close. TMT, a driver who's going to be desperately trying to work up his way, is being chased down by Woofa at the moment, while himself trying to chase down Roll Me One Kenobi, who does have that penalty. Dilby sets the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and now DRS will be enabled as Soup is now getting real close to the back of Kaus here, trying to find anything. Ooh, almost run straight to the back of the Williams. And it is going to get very, very tight from here. Soup now trying to close it in, but it's just so difficult to try to get overtake done on this track, especially when the car ahead of you also has DRS. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Dwight not letting Dilby run away with this one here, as TMT actually is going to get pretty close to Roll Me One Kenobi and also to Woofa. Woofa almost had a move pretty much lined up, ready to overtake TMT here. And Woofa is still going to stay really close. Romy One Kenobi is really close to the back of Izzy Fizzy as they make their way down into the Singapore Sling yet again. This is intense racing here, and this is exactly what you love to see here at Singapore.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously having those moves going into the hairpin as well, and they're getting very, very close. Roll One Kenobi really causing a lot of problems for for Izzy Fizzy causing a lot of problems for Rowan Kenobi as there. Connor has lost 2.7 seconds to his teammate. Don't know if he was trying to hold him up and let him pull away as well, but Krojak will want to get to the back of him. Milano getting that 3-second time penalty, and Krojak will just want to finish his race in good points position. He didn't have a good week last week in Australia. He was up there, but then a few incidents happened, and then he went way down the pecking order as well. As we see a bit of drama going on here, as it looks like Milano has lost his front left, and he's in the pits again. He's just come into the pits, has he not? No, that's someone else, sorry. And Izzy Fizzy's now coming into the pits. Drama here, because he was up into P6, and he's now coming into the pits. It's a front wing change onto the mediums. Mediums on 16 laps. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see. There's still a long way to go in this race, and a lot of things are happening. We're seeing a car go wide there. Kaus going very wide. Soup for Duck staying in. And D White has not let Dilby get away this time, Rekas. He is really hunting him down at the moment. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to continue. But a little bit further down, Krojak 3.1 seconds away from Soup for Duck. Will he be able to pull in that gap? That's going to be the question. Then you've got Connor 3 seconds back from that. TMT is 2.8 seconds back from that. And he's being followed very closely by Rowan Kenobi, but does have that 3-second time penalty as well. Then you've got Woofer behind him. Vrooms is behind him, just in the DRS at the moment, just staying within that DRS. Uncle Morty 1.4 seconds back from him, and then 2.6 is Paul and Hal. So battles going on. Dilby trying to pull away from DY at the moment. 7.5 temps at the moment. It's still not you want longer, you want more than that. He's still within that DRS, he can still put pressure, and Dilby just needs to try and pull away. 5.5 temps. Kaus is in that DRS as well. No, he's not. I think he's just dropped out. 1.2. So he's going to come under extreme pressure. We'll stay with this battle because Soup for Duck is hounding him at the moment. He is really pushing. They're both on the same amount of tyres. This time, Soup for Duck has a fresh wing. Does he get them is the move into the DRS. Let's have a look. He's low on his ERS as well. Does he get the move done? They're both in the DRS. Soup for Duck has got the DRS on Kaus. Kaus hasn't got the DRS on D White, but he keeps the position. And this is the hardest thing, Kaus, to try and get the move if you're not within the DRS, or if you're not within that 10th, that you can make that move.
Yeah, it's difficult, especially with just the advantage that the slipstream gives you, and the DRS gives you here as well. So the DRS is a very powerful tool. On some tracks more than others, this is one of those tracks where that slipstream is so important. And getting that DRS, and Connor now joins the penalty club. He's got 3 seconds for track limit violations. So it's going to be kind of a tale of two cities for Mercedes here tonight. On one half of the garage, it's a really good night for Krojak. And Connor's, he's made up a bunch of positions, but he'll lose some of those back due to the track limits here. As now Dwight is still trying to stay really close now to Dilby as they make their way to the overpass and coming around the last couple of corners to begin the next lap, lap 18. And yeah, I'm also pretty curious about that switch to the hard tires. Izzy has been kind of sliding around a lot tonight, and sliding will burn up those medium tires like no tomorrow. So maybe they might get to the end, but they are going to be screaming. Although it does appear to be a purple sector, and Awok might have had a bit of a moment. He was temporarily slow in the hairpin. Just going to check that car out real quick. No, it looks fine. Maybe he just went a bit deep. But once again, we'll see. Now Super Duck is trying to close in to Kaus behind. The Williams car really struggling at this stage, and Izzy does have the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Trying to at least get that fastest lap point to boot, but we will see. It's much easier said than done this track, and so we'll just kind of see how everything does play out, as Soup is now kind of just staying a bit further back from Kaus here, the dirty air, taking its toll, taking its effect as these drivers continue to race through the streets of Marina Bay.
Here we go. Thank you very much, Regis. Uncle Morty did get the job done on Vrooms for that P10 position, but Vrooms is still holding on, and he's trying to hold on the DRS there. I think he may have just missed out there. Just a second back, a little bit further up. We've got TMT right on the back of Connor now, and he'll be looking to make a move. He won't want to do something silly, though, but Connor's in a great position here because if he can hold up TMT, that helps his teammate as well because he does have that 3 seconds, but he doesn't want to lose too much time as he does have just a 3-second gap, but Roll 1 Kenobi does have a 3-second time penalty, so Connor will only drop the P8 as it stands, but he's got TMT handing him down at the moment, and that's going to be the question, and we've seen how quick he is as he goes for the move on the left. Does he get the grip down? No, he doesn't. He's going to come under. I'm going to jump on board with a POV of TMT because he should get the move done there as Connor's gone a bit wide. TMT gets a little bit wrong as well, but he's got a lot of ERS. Here we go. Does he get the move done? Going down into the corner. Here we go. Coming onto the right hand side. Moves over to the left. No, doesn't go for the move. Connor holds his line. Good defending there from the Mercedes driver, and he has pulled away. He pulled away a lot there. 7.5 tenths as well, and TMT needs to be careful that he doesn't let him go too far in front and he loses the DRS, because that would be terrible, because then Connor will get even further through. 5.8 second gap to his teammate, now 6 second gap, so he's doing a good job defending, but how much can he defend as TMT is going to have another go? The next DRS zone, is he going to get closer? He's got a lot of battery. He's going to go again. We're going to jump on board another POV. Does he get the move? Let's have a look. Nearly slides into the wall as well, so he's really driving on the edge here. TMT has been fantastic this season, but Connor just pulls away now. TMT is really pushing. We're going to stay on this for the grid straight to see if TMT can get the job done, and this is hurting TMT. Trust me, I know how this feels. Last night with H-Town, this hurts. You do not want to be behind a car. You just lose so much time. And here goes TMT. Connor got the angle all wrong there, and he's going to go again. Does he get the move done? We're going to... Oh, he's gone very wide. He's gone off track, and that brings TMT. I'm going to stay on board this one more time, Rickers, because I think TMT's going to get the move. It's going to happen. There is literally 11 laps to go. TMT needs to get this right. I think he's close enough. Can he get the move done? He's going to burn everything. And here we go. Connor, I think, has given up because he's dropped that light. TMT gets the job done up in a P6. Connor's done his best. 7.2 seconds to his teammate. Good defending from from Connor, but he just could not hold it up anymore. Rickers.
That was some beautiful defense there from Connor, and he did exactly what he needed to do. He held up TMT there to allow his teammate to build up a really, really strong gap. But speaking of building gaps, Dwight is almost lost out on the DRS zone. Yeah, Dwight is almost lost out on the DRS zone up ahead. Dilby almost getting that gap, and he's got the 1 second gap. But Dwight will have DRS due to how the weird detection zones work here at Singapore. So Dwight now, he's lost that DRS, and that's going to be crucial for his race here. He needed to really stay in that DRS range for any semblance of a chance here, as now Krojak is now trying to chase down Soup for Duck, trying to jump up into the top 4 here tonight. He's going to go ahead, he's going to try to shake for a move, doesn't quite get it, but he will continue on through this field. Uncle Morty a bit further back, trying to go ahead and close the gap to the McLaren. And he's going to close the gap indeed, but not enough to get an overtake done and dusted. Riding on board now with the Alpine. He's trying to make his way up to the back of the McLaren. And he's going to continue giving it a ball here. And Krojak has got the move, lost to Soup.
No, he's lost it.
Soup is back up in a P4. These guys are still scrapping it out. But the crucial thing here is that Super Duck has lost that position to Kaus. So Kaus now outside of the DRS range of Soup. Krojak now trying to close things in, trying to make magic happen. He's going to fight it with every fiber of his being. But Krojak is quick here tonight, but Super Duck is going to try to defend like his life depends on it. Even losing that DRS to Kaus behind, or ahead. And he's going to try to go for it. Krojak still a bit too much real estate. And between himself and the Alpine, Krojak still Gonna give it another go though. He's still got about 10 laps to get it done here, get it sorted. A temporary yellow flag in the beginning of Sector 2 around where Memorial Corner is, but that was cleared up very quickly. As Krojak now starts to chase down that Alpine, looking for that extra position, looking for those extra couple of points from P4 to P5. He is going to do exactly what he can here to really try to get this gap to a point where he can make the overtake. Soup needs to get back into DRS range of Kaos if he really wants to keep this position. It's going to be a bit of a tough one. Krojak making a move around the outside. Going to lick the stamp and send it on in. Side by side, wheel to wheel. And Krojak has got it. He's got the move done, dusted, and delivered. What a pass there from Krojak. Simply beautiful.
Yeah, great move, great move. They were doing it earlier on and they lost out, and then Soup for Duck got him on the inside as well. Just while you were talking about that, Uncle Morty did get the job done up into P9 there, and the drama with Izzy Fizzy is into the pits again. I think that may be his third stop. Yeah, it is. He's front wing damage. That was the yellow. But we see here as well, Dilby 3.5 seconds out in front. D White has just not been able to hold on to him. Again, Kaos, he was 1.4, but now he's got Krojak to deal with, and Krojak has pulled him into 6.5 temps. So Krojak is fighting for that podium with literally 10 laps to go, or just under 10 laps as well. So interesting to see. While these guys have done a bit of battling and a bit of back and forth, TMT has pulled that down to 4.7, so do not underestimate the man in the kick Sauber. He is coming, and he's coming for some positions, but he's also bringing Connor, Woofer and Uncle Morty. They're not that far behind either, so anything happens in the late stage of this race, this could change everything up, and I don't think Dilby will want those big yellow lines all over the track. He will want to try and continue because he's got a very good lead here, 3.4 seconds. He looks like he's maintaining it, doing a great job. D White trying to stay with him. He just needs to try and stay within that gap to Kaos as well. Kaos, Krojak loses on the corner, and he's hit the curb, and he's lost it. Oh, what he's just done, he's got to do again. Soup for Duck back in front, and we've got a yellow here, and I do not know what's happened. What has happened? Someone's lost it. I'm seeing the car go very slow. Ryzen's going very slow.
Yeah,
that's Rowan Kenobi. Rowan's out. Rowan Kenobi is out. He's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, and I don't think that will be a safety car because it will get cleared by the time it happens. And Milano gets a drive through. And we are green racing again. So drama there. McLaren now down to one car. Romy One Kenobi not having a good season so far. Just needs to get into the points and was in the points. And don't know, he's got issues there that look like it may be a tech issue. We'll have to wait and see. We've got Mozza asking for tyres. Rekus. So if you could bring that up, that would be amazing. I'll bring that up on my side as well. Every single person is on the hards from P1 down to P12, and we've got 3 guys on to the mediums. Now I took my off the screen for 1 sec. You never take your eyes off on the screen when you're racing, mate. That is rule 101. Dilby 5.5 seconds out in front. He has pulled in a massive gap. This is Dilby's to lose now, unless anything happens in the closing stages of this race. The question is, can Krojak get past Soup for Duck again? He's now got Soup for Duck, who is right behind Kaos. Are we going to see what Sainz did against the Mercedes? Hold him up with a DRS so he can't get the move done. And Kaos just stays in that P3 spot and just burns his ERS on the straights. Are we going to see that strategy, or are we going to see Soup for Duck get Kaos and Krojak get Soup?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know at this point because I mean it's taken these drivers so long to try to really close in the gaps to begin with. I mean, that's going to be their goal, right? They're going to try to get these overtakes done. They want these positions, they want these points, especially Soup, who is trying to keep Alpine in the lead of the overalls as they have recently just taken over.
Found! Krojak's in the wall! Krojag's hit the wall, or he's gone round and he's lost so much time. He's now lost 4.2 seconds. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Rekas. TMT has got past him. Krojag has spun. He's down into P6, and he's now right behind his teammate, who's got Woofer and Uncle Morty. And, well, Vrooms is 7 seconds back, so he is miles back from them, but he's brought in the rest of the pack now, and Krojag does not look like he will be getting a top 5 finish unless he can catch TMT. Drama here for Mercedes. One's got a penalty, one done so much work, and is now dropped down in the P6 record. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, good there. I blink for a moment, and suddenly just drama unfolds. Kind of sounds like Div5 this entire season. You blink and then something happens, right? But now Super Duck now is trying to go ahead and try to close in onto Cows as Uncle Morty gets a move onto Woofa for P8 on the road. TMT going to try to close in the gap, but it's right now the big fight here is going to be between Soup and Cows. Although a little bit further back there is a really close battle between Woofa and Uncle Morty. These guys are going to go ahead and scrap it out here as well. But going back up to the fight for the final podium position here, as we have about 6 laps to go here on the night. Soup is going to try to close in the gap. It's really difficult to follow through that Singapore sling, but he is going to go ahead and try to stay glued to the back of Cows here. The Alpine driver looking to grab a podium here in Singapore. It'd be a really hard fought podium, probably one of his favorite podiums ever in any form of racing, as Milano's now into the pits again. Maybe he's gonna repair some damage, maybe he might call it a night, we'll see. Although at this stage everybody who finishes the race will get points, so I think he probably will try to stick it out as we are down to the final 6 laps of the Grand Prix here tonight, as Super Duck is going to try to close it in, He's got to be careful not to get too many warnings though, because that looked a bit on edge for track limits, but we'll see here. Soup continues to make his way through the Grand Prix and trying to continue to close that gap up to Cows here. From one Alpine to another, Uncle Morty is still trying to close it in to Connor. Trying to jump up into P7 himself to give his team Alpine a few more points in the overalls. And he's not going to be able to get there just yet, but Woofa's still looking for moves as well. So lots of fights here going on. Super Duck still trying to close it in, trying to get something done on the Cows here. We saw how long it took Krojag to get up all those positions to try to get an overtake done for it not to succeed ultimately. So it will be a bit of a tricky one as we approach the final 5 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix here in Div5, SJ.
Yeah, it looks like Connor's got to do it all again. He defended earlier on and now he's going to try and do it again. He's got Uncle Morty, who is very fast and looks like he is ready to catch and try and push on here. It's coming to the later stages here. TMT is catching Soup as well. So, yeah, we're going to have another driver which is pushing him for that podium. Can Cows keep it? He is doing a fantastic job. He's got Soup. He's had literally Soup from at the back of him from the start to the finish. And D. White, well, he's just driven his own race tonight. Massive points for him. He'll be happy with the result. He's just not been able to catch Dilby tonight. Dilby's just had that pure pace tonight. Oh, it's Krojag tries to get the move there. Sorry, well, not Krojag. Connor gets maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look at. I don't know if he got pushed off track there, but Uncle Morty has gone through into P7, and Connor has not been able to defend it. Now is Woofer going to be able to go for the move? He's got a lot of ERS. He's burning. Connor is really harvesting down this straight as Woofer, does he go for the move? No, he doesn't. He holds his position. We've got moves going on in the front. We've got moves going on in the midfield as well. Big time for points. Everyone will get points as it stands. TMT is now 1.8 seconds behind this Soup for Duck and Cows battle, so he's going to be joining it in. And the question is he going to be able to go a little bit of a wobble there? We've got blue flags as well. There is blue flags waving, so someone in front of Soup for Duck or someone else has got the blue flags. I'm just trying to work out who that is.
Might be
Looks like
Milano.
it may be Milano. Yeah, it is Milano. Dilby, 7.7 seconds. He's not got long left of this race. D White is in P2. Cass is in P3, holding on in that DRS at the moment. He's done fantastic. But look in the background. You can see a green car coming, and it's getting very, very close into that DRS range now. Krojag, 5.3. It looks like his race might be done. He may not be able to get top 5 unless anything happens within the next 3 to 4 laps. We'll have to wait and see. Connor trying to hold up Woofer. At the moment, Woofer will get the job done because he doesn't have a penalty. Vroom's in P10. He'll be happy with his performance. 8.8 seconds back from Paul and Hal, and there are the big gaps there, as you can see, and a lot of these guys on the mediums. Back out in front, Suit for Duck. Here we go. He's going to engage a move on the Williams. Can he get the move done? Kaus defends. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He lets him get the move done. And Suit for Duck is into P3. Kaus has done such a big job. Now, can Kaus get to the back of Suit for Duck and try and push him, or has he pushed those tyres to the limit? That's going to be the question, because TMT is on 1 lap more and he is right behind him now within the DRS battle. We are going to have a 3-way DRS battle going into the final podium position for P3. Ken, focus.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive case of objects in the mirror are closer than they appear, especially if you're Kaus. He's put up a heck of a fight here tonight, but TMT Legend is gonna do everything to try to prove why he has legend in his name. The championship leader right now is still trying to make up positions. It's not been his night here tonight, but he can at least try to do damage limitation here as we are down to the final 3 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix, and everything is getting red hot here at Marina Bay as TMT Legend now closing in the gap. Crucially enough though, Kaus has lost that DRS range to Soup, so that is going to be a tough one. Oh, and TMT has a bit of a snap, bit of a wiggle. Going to give Kaus a sliver of breathing room here. He is just doing everything that he can to really try to close it in. TMT now, he's got a lot of battery to play with here. He's burning a good chunk of ERS. And he's going to wait. He's not going to do anything risky. He wants to try to get a position here. He wants to try to get that. Oh, but what is going on here? There's a car. It is Milano again having a bit of a rough night. Although he might have just been letting his cars through, as he was receiving a blue flag. So that was probably it, I would imagine. As Izzy and Awick are just up the road from our race leader of Dilby, who's looking to start his penultimate lap here pretty soon. And SJ, I'll let you take the penultimate lap, and I'll take the final.
Yeah, here we go. Dilby, 8.2 seconds in front, D White, but it is all about this battle going on here for that P4 position. Can Kaus bring Soup back in and have one last go? This is going to be the question here. Milano, Awok is trying to probably go for the fastest lap, get that extra point. And I was just looking why he pitted there. He was in a good battle there with Izzy Fizzy, and he's lost out on that. So here we go. TNT is going to have one last go after this lap. One more chance. Can Kaus, he is in the DRS of Soup for Duck. Has Soup for Duck helped him out so he doesn't get the position? Remember, Alpine are top of the overalls. Kick RP2. There is a bit of a fight going on here. Is this a little bit of strategy? We'll wait and see as Kaus is into the second. Is he in the DRS? Yes, he is. Does he have enough battery to get Soup? That's going to be the question. Kaus just looks too far away. Milano's left the session. It's fine. It's on the last lap. He will get points. So here we go. Can Kaus get him? TMT is so close to him as well. It's going to be very close. It's all about saving battery and getting the move done. Kaus is in literally the DRS, but he's lost a little bit out there at that final corner there, and TMT's going to even get closer, and you can see in the background as well, Krojag is in the background, but he's too far back. Kaus is right there. He's still in the DRS. He's lost the DRS now. Is he back in the DRS? Yes, he is back in the DRS. No, he's not in the DRS. He's lost the DRS. TMT is 4.5 tenths back. Can he get him on the next DRS zone? Kaus, can he get in the DRS? No, he can't. TMT isn't the DRS. It's all about the DRS at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. TMT is burning everything. Kels is trying to pull away as much as he can, but TMT is getting closer. It's going to have one last go. It's coming around to the final corner before the grid straight. TMT is going to have it. He's going to get closer and closer. Kels needs to concentrate now. As over to you, Rikus.
And yeah, we're going to pick up right where you left off there, SJ. It's going to be a very tight battle here for P4 on the road here. The top 3 spots are pretty much all but settled at this point, as now we're going to see just how this battle unravels here. TMT has put on a mighty fine recovery drive here tonight, especially in these mixed conditions. It started off in wets, then it was inters, and now it is bone dry on the circuit, as now Legend is going to try to close in the gap, and that was a bit of a lag hit if I've ever seen it. Looks like he plowed straight to the wall to reset the track. No damage on the salvage, so definitely just a bit of connectivity shenanigans here. So he is going to go ahead and do what he can. It is going to be a fight. He's going to shake for the move, but nope, just not enough room on this Singapore sling to really try to get this move done. But now he's going to go ahead and continue now as Izzy and Awick are trying to go for the fastest lap. They both are running that soft tire now. So, and then it's going to be another tough fight. We're going to very, very quickly jump up towards the man who has won this Grand Prix here. He's dominated pretty much every single lap. And now it is going to be a victory for the Red Bull. Dilby wins just as TNT Legend gets the move done. It is going to be a fight here for the final position. Oh, a bit of a snap for TMT. Counts is going to get it. Counts is going to get that P4 position off of a very last moment snap there from TMT. And that is heartbreak for the Sauber. Dilby wins. TMT gets P5. And the penalties start taking their effect. What a heartbreaking end to this one for TMT. Vroms comes across the line, P10. Paulin, P11. Risen, P12. Izzy, P13. Likely to be dropped to a P14. And then Awick and Milano finishing a lap down. But man, what a Grand Prix that was, especially the fight between these two right at the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You don't normally say that, you know. That's a very, very difficult corner to get the move done. I'm just jumping on board Izzy Fizzy. Sorry, not Izzy. Izzy Fizzy now. You know, that you've got to be very, very careful. And just lost the back end there, and that just let Cows come through as well. Good defending as well from the Williams driver. Gave him Izzy Fizzy's gone round at the end, and he might have stuffed it, and he has. He's lost it. He's lost the P13, and Awok gets it on him as well. Oh, absolute drama here for the Haas. And, wow, such drama in this race. I know it was 15 that finished, and it was a bit of a mixture of conditions as well. But there was a lot of drama and a lot of errors by the drivers tonight as well, which that will hurt them. That will definitely hurt them. And they want to learn from that moving forward going into Vegas next week, which is it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to Vegas, especially with the slipstream as well, and with the strip. But what a night. Great to be back in the comms box, and Div5, what a night. What a night for Red Bull, the team. Dilby, what a night for him as well. First win of the season for Rush as well, and his first ever win in Rush, so congratulations to him. Great drive from Soup, great drive from D White as well, and yeah, drive of the day will go to Connor. So we'll get Connor in for an interview. But yeah, on your point of view, before I just go for the do you want to take through the classification results, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I got you. It'll be Dilby winning ahead of White, Super Duck, Kaus, TMZ Legend, Crowjack, Ogle Morty, Woofa, Connor, Vroms, Paulin, Risen, Awick, and Izzy, Milano. Then we have Zephyr, Bobby, Shining Swarm, and Roll Me One Kenobi rounding out our field here tonight. So that is going to be the it for the action here in Div 5, and then we're just going to jump straight over to interviews. We are going to go ahead and get these drivers in, get them situated for the interview. We got 2 of them already, and then we will go from there. So, I mean, overall, it was a very fantastic night. Some really good battles there right at the end. So it's always really fun to see. You love to see good battles, especially around such a tight and narrow circuit like Singapore, where I mean, opportunities are so few and far between whenever you're on this track. But man, oh man, it was a good night here tonight, SJ.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, a bit of a mixture with the weather that does spice things up, doesn't it? With the wet, then to the dry, and then the dry quali, then a few safety cars. Obviously a lot better from last week, especially difficult conditions for these guys. It's not easy to drive in the rain, so hopefully the briefing worked, and I was quite impressed. There's some good battles out there. A few driver errors tonight. I think that'll be the review that most of the teams will go back to the garage and we'll be looking at what they could have done better. I thought Krojak was really unlucky tonight. That error that really cost him. Looked like he was in for a top 3. Izzy Fizzy, he got the fastest lap at the end there, but that cost him. The spin as well, and Superduck losing his front wing earlier on as well. So a lot of drama. But do you want me to fire it away for the first interview?
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I won't take all your questions because I normally take away all your questions, so you have nothing to say. So apologies. All right, we've got driver of the day, Connor, mate. Great drive. Quali, not so good. Had a bit of an issue in quali. I don't know if that's going to be investigated. I don't know what's going on there. But just give us a little bit of a heads up on your race tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Started for P20 wasn't ideal. Quite frustrating. Been doing a lot of 29.5s in practice, so to then get 3 invalidated ups was pretty frustrating. But Nishka, amazing engineer. Just talked us through it, keep it calm, keep driving, and we just knew we had pace. We knew we had pace, so we just had to bring it out of the car.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. It looked like tonight that you probably were more of a defensive driver than also more of an offensive driver. We did see that you held up for most of the pack for Krojak to get that gap.
Yeah.
But then unfortunately he made the error and brought all of your hard work. You had to do it again.
Yeah, I had to fight TMT again, old TMT.
Yeah, and then you had to fight Uncle Morty as well. So, was that the plan? Was it defending, get Krojak up? Did you know that Krojak was faster than you?
We knew, so in the rain, I was faster. That's why we swapped in the rain. I got to being a bit faster there, so we swapped, and then the safety car came out, sadly. But in the back end, we knew we knew Crow was going to be faster, so I had to hold off Morty, and then I had to hold off TMT as well, and just try and help him build that gap so he could get on his way and get going into where we wanted him to be.
Yeah, well, I think still a stellar drive, and end of the day, points is points, as we say. It's better than finishing.
And we'll get P8, P7 actually, or P8, because the 3 second will get taken off because it was a double warning.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, hopefully
you've got race director and everything.
Good man. You're onto it. What was the transition like between the wet to the dry?
That was tricky. That was very tricky because it was still raining on the screen, but you could see the track was dry. Like it was definitely dry. So it was a bit of that ballsy. Okay, are we going to go for it here? And that's when Nishka said, let's go for it. Like let's just do it. It looks like it's fast. It looks dry. So listened to old Nishka and paid off tonight.
Awesome. Well, stellar job, mate. Well done. Good points for the team. And I'll pass you over to Rickers.
Yeah, it was a very stellar drive from you here tonight. Just taking a look at the rest of the season. Next we go from one street circuit to another. We're heading across the globe to Viva Las Vegas. How do you feel about Vegas coming into next week?
Honestly, I don't know anymore. Like this is my first or third race in 18 months. Took a long time off, and thanks to my lovely girlfriend, she got me back into this. So it's now been talking to the boys, focus on getting back into it. So hopefully we'll put a bit of practice in during the week and then see how we can go at Vegas. But I think I used to like that track, so see how we go.
Indeed, yeah. And I mean, your performance tonight was absolutely stellar. Is Singapore a track that you normally do good at, or was this just, basically just a night where everything seemed to kind of come together?
To be honest, probably not my strongest, but Nishka, Crowe, H-Town, Winter, all us boys have been practicing all week, so all of them have been helping me. It's been great, great team. Everyone's just been coming together and clicking and really helping us all out, and it really helped me improve.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on Driver of the Day, and maybe we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week in Las Vegas.
Hopefully.
Awesome. All right. We will move over to P3. And Soup, obviously you had a go at Singapore for the Div4 boys. Bit of a different type of race because it was wet all the way through. And obviously it did have a bit of a transition. First of all, we'll talk about the front wing. Did that hinder you a little bit? We did see that you dropped a little bit of pace off cows, but then when you then got onto the fresh tyres and a new wing, you managed to stay with him, but he held you up for a long period of time until you got the move done.
Yeah, with the wing damage, it affected my pace on the wet tires. But then, like you said, once we swapped over to the dries with the new wing, it was all about just trying to stay with the top three, which proved to be very difficult as they were very fast. I got to hand it to them.
Yeah, I thought Cass was very good tonight, and I did. If I had to feel for anyone tonight, it would probably be Cass and probably Uncle Morty as well. Uncle Morty got a little bit done by the strategy, and Cass fought hard, defended hard. I don't know if he pushed the tyres a bit too much in the end, and he tried to get back in the DRS, but end of the day, you kept on, and he then had TMT to deal with, and luckily, TMT made a mistake on the final corner, and they battled it to the final corner. So some fantastic racing. You've been a bit of a spotlight, in this division. Is Alpine on the cards, or are you testing the waters? Is there any other teams' options for silly season, or is this looking like this is 100% deal done?
Well, it's looking like it's 100% deal done. I've had them engineer me. They've been really great to me. Always kind and considerate of just where my pace is at as well. They're always trying to help me improve every single week, even if Brett is a little late to the Discord call to help engineer me. But yeah, it looks like it's 100% Alpine for the silly season.
Awesome. Well, one more question, and then I'll pass you over to Rikus. Definition or the difference between Division 4 and Division 5. Is there much in it, do you think, or you feel that you've got a long way to Division 4?
Well, we can't really know for sure because Singapore is just one track, But I feel like there is a bit of a jump between Div 5 and Division 4 because, well, I was getting podiums in Div 5 and not much of a podium in Div 4. Still some good points, which I'm very happy with. But I feel like there's still improvement that can be made for me before I have a chance to move up to Div 4.
Definitely. Well, I think you've been fantastic. A great addition to the league as well. And a great addition to the division. And yeah, more practice you get, the better you get. And you've definitely proven that tonight. So congratulations on the podium. And I'll pass you over to Rikus.
All right, Soup. It was a very good night for you. You fought hard, you fought well, and it got you a podium in the end. How would you rate your progress so far in the races you've done?
I'd say my progress has been very good. I've had a pretty good consistency over the time I've been in Rush. I'd say the qualifying isn't my strongest suit, so we try and make up for it in the race. But yeah, I definitely feel that I have improved, and with the engineering from Brett and Vettel and everyone else, all the help I can get, it's really helped me improve.
Yeah, it's been fun watching you over the last couple of weeks, just continuously improving. And qualifying is just something that SJ kind of said it best. I mean, it's something that you improve with time. It gets better with age and gets better with just the more times you've done it. So I'm sure you'll get there sooner rather than later. You've shown some really remarkable talent over the last couple of weeks. And with that being said, it is Viva Las Vegas next week. You think you could go ahead and put it all on the track and try to get another podium or maybe even a win this time around?
Yeah, well, obviously we'll be aiming for the highest possible position, so a win. I think Vegas is a good track. I always have some good battles there when I'm like practicing with my mates or anyone for a fact. I'll probably be running 0-0 like everyone else maybe. But yeah, I hope we can hopefully get a win or another podium would be nice. Yeah, I think Vegas is a pretty good track. I know that's not a very popular opinion, but I like it.
I think it's taking a look at the calendar. It's actually the only home track I get this season out of the 3 possible ones. But I do like Vegas. It's a fun track. It's really fun. Love seeing some good battles on it. And yeah, last question before I let you go. Is there anyone you'd like to give a special thanks or a shout out to here tonight?
Definitely my team principal, Brad. He's been there pretty much every single session I've done in Rush, except for the one last night, of course, where I was in Aston Martin. He's been a great help to me while I've been in this league. His engineering is phenomenal. And same for Vettel. He's also been really good. He just comes in and then gives me lots of good advice. So I'm very thankful to both of them for the support they've given me.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on the podium, and we will see you in Las Vegas.
All right, I'll see you there.
Awesome. Yeah, so obviously it's your home track. Does that mean that you volunteered to commentate every race?
Okay, hang on now. Hang on.
It's worth a try.
Miami, maybe. I'm kidding. No, we gotta let some other commentators
right.
get the spotlight.
All right, we'll move on to P2. D White, mate, what a race. Obviously, start to finish, you look like you could probably say you were driving on your own. Setup issue tonight to catch Dilby, or did you just have too much pace on you tonight?
Yeah, he just had me tonight. Was in his DRS for a couple laps there. And never really saw him move to send, so then I checked my tyres and did the little maths in my head and was like, oh, I got to slow down. I'm not going to make it, so just let him go. So congrats on him. Good win from him.
Yeah, there was one thing I did notice. Obviously, the wet conditions. He seemed to get a very, very good restart every time. When we had a few on those safety car restarts, but then when you got onto the dries, you kept with him for a period of time. So obviously the transition from the wet to the dry. Obviously, I would say you preferred the dry for a period of time. But yeah, what was it like, the transition?
It was easy. The safety car was perfectly timed, so it was never really a dangerous crossover time because you don't want to ever be on the wrong tyre. On a track you can't overtake, so it was lucky with the safety cars, and yeah, just prefer the dry. My gas pedal's either on or off, so there's the wet conditions aren't my favourite at the moment.
I'm not going to put it. I don't want to put it down because obviously you had a fantastic race, and obviously in P2. But obviously the start to the season, what do you feel that's gone wrong? What do you feel that you can improve moving forward? Obviously there's a long way to go. Obviously the overalls do state that McLaren have struggled with obviously a few other teams. What do you think you can do moving forward with the next upcoming track of Vegas?
Yeah, just keep the head up. Keep showing up to every race. We haven't had many people drop out, so that's a good thing. No one's given up yet, so everyone's sticking around, showing up to every race. So we'll hopefully get the results coming.
Well, that's good. I love your mentality there, and that's the way to be. And yeah, you've done this before, been a TP before. You know what it takes. So yeah, I wish you all the best in Vegas, and it's good to see you back on the podium and enjoying your racing and not disconnecting, D White. That's great, yeah, when you don't disconnect. He was smashing that rotor.
Australia was one if I didn't disconnect last week, so I was very confident with that one. So yeah, it was a shame I couldn't get a win today, but congrats on Durr.
No, well done. And no, well done. We'll see what you can do in Vegas next week, and I'll pass you over to Rickers.
Cheers, mate.
All right, so I'm just gonna piggyback off of what SJ said a bit earlier. this was obviously kind of a bit of a tale of two cities for you guys here tonight at McLaren. You guys are really not in the greatest of spots in the overalls. Do you think tonight's performance from you will go ahead and kind of motivate the team to try to get some good results in Vegas?
That's the plan. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in Div5. So the podiums are coming pretty regularly now. So hopefully I can get a couple of wins and start the motivation from the Div5 and bring the results in the higher divisions.
All right, last question before I let you go here. Is there anybody you'd like to give a special thanks or a shout out to here tonight?
Just to the organisers of the league, Nishka and SJ and everyone, do a great job and keeping everyone in line. So just been a good league to be a part of.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on your P2, and we'll see you next time when everybody gambles it all on the line of Vegas.
Cheers, guys.
And thanks for the compliments as well. Much appreciated. Goes out to everyone. Also, the whole team, all the directors, all the stewards, and all the drivers as well. So yeah, appreciate that. I'm going to let you take this one away because I'm probably going to scream and shout. So I'll let you take this one away over to Dirt. So you can take it up first.
All right, so Dirt, a very commanding win for you here tonight. You got the pole position. You were absolutely rapid on the restarts. And then pretty much for most of the race, nobody could really hold a candle to you. So how do you feel about that dominant win tonight?
Oh, over the moon entirely. That's my first ever league win across the board altogether. And to do it at a track that I really just despise, and for it to be wet to begin with, which I also dislike massively, it felt great.
Well, your deltas would kind of suggest otherwise. You had every restart down to the perfect millisecond. You pretty much, like, after each restart, it would take you like 2 laps, and then you would just check out pretty much. So, I mean, you could have fooled me. This could have been your favorite track of all time, and I would have believed you. But once again, congratulations on the win. Do you think you'll be able to make it 2 for 2 in Las Vegas?
I'm actually not going to be around for Vegas. I am going over the ditch and visiting New Zealand next week. So won't be able to do it next week, but fingers crossed I can in China.
All right, last question before I pass you over. Is there anybody you'd like to give a special thanks or a shout out to here tonight?
Oh, where do I start this list? I got to give a big thanks to Terrence for the setup. The great setup from Terrence there, absolutely. Admittedly, I did say to begin with, it felt like a brick, but it felt like a quick brick, if you know what I mean. And then I said that and said about, can we do anything to make the car a bit looser? And then I'd also like to give credit now for Aardvark telling me, keep it like that. It's meant to feel like that. Stick with it. And I'd also like to thank specifically Mars for engineering me tonight. He did a great job. He helped me out massively. It allowed me to get those VSC restarts really on point. And yeah, it was just great work from Mars, helping me with the battery management as well along the way, telling me when I can be deploying and when I should be saving when I wasn't sure. And big thank. We had a bit of a discussion about how to describe battery differences, but we worked that out after a few laps and we were fine and good and flying. I'd also like to just thank the whole team in general for getting around me tonight. Appreciate everyone very much. And yeah, I think that's it.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on your first ever league win. Have fun in New Zealand next week, and then we'll see you in China. But before that, over to SJ.
Thank you very much, Vegas. Let's go, Dirt! Let's go! what a result. We definitely, you cannot now not come to New Zealand, and we cannot definitely have a beer to celebrate that, mate. That was so chuffed for you. I think it's been a very interesting week for Red Bull in the last couple of weeks. You took over as TP, you know, we had a big meeting. Things have gone to plan from start to finish with obviously Miyazi getting Div 1. Patrick having a good result, me getting points, and also Riff doing what he did with obviously illness. I've obviously doing a stellar job as well, and also Terence, and you've taken on the team as well. And to put that into perspective, you then take P1 in Singapore, man, and what a place to take P1. I'm over the moon for you, mate. You could not deserve that. Like, yeah, that was just phenomenal, mate. I'm absolutely over the moon for you. And for the team, I don't know if you've got anything else to say on that.
Oh, absolutely stoked about that. So happy, glad to get the result. And yeah, it's been a tough week, but we're getting the points that we need, and things are starting to look up. There was something else I thought of now, but I just can't remember it.
Mate, to be honest with you, like when you win a race in league racing, it's not the same when you win a race in AI, against a computer. But when you win a race against everyone competitive and on the same, on the same degree as you and in different attributes and stuff, the emotion just it's amazing. So I'm real chuffed for you, mate. And yeah, it's going to be a shame you're not doing Vegas. One thing I did say is obviously your restarts. Like I think Rekas did touch a bit on it. They were just on point. Every single one you made the break, and D-White did stay with you for longer in the dry than the wet conditions. But what was the plan to just try and get away? Were you just maintaining your speed? Were you looking for the gap to try and pull the delta? Like what was the plan?
Mainly, it was just trying to keep in front of him, and then on the DRS straights, I just had to burn battery and pray that he didn't catch up to me. I did believe that I was running lower wings than him at the time, so I thought I could use that to my advantage in order to counter the battery plus DRS for him, and that was the whole reasoning around that. And basically, if I couldn't break DRS, I figured it was probably going to cook his tyres a lot more than what mine will. So yeah, it was just trying to break DRS whenever I could, and the gap got wide enough, and I just put all the battery into breaking that DRS and making sure it stayed broken, and then I was able to just keep pushing along and eventually getting across the line. Got to give a big thanks to D-White as well. That was a great race from him, and he kept me on my toes for quite some time there.
I'm just reading the chat in the Red Bull saying it's an omen because I was on comms. Nah, we don't put that on me. That this is all you, mate, and that's an absolute fantastic performance. As we're going to miss Vegas, let's talk about China. Is that a track that you like? It's a sprint weekend, so big points up for grabs. The two races. How are you feeling around a track like Shanghai?
I'm on the fence about it because previously I haven't had great success there, but at the same time I've also been running very much subpar setups. So I'm hoping with a good Terrence setup I'll be able to get some moves done there and get some decent points. But we'll just have to wait and see, really.
Awesome. Well, have a great time in New Zealand. Look forward to meeting you in person. We'll definitely celebrate. We'll definitely have that beer, and you can tell me how you've done it because I've never won that. Never won this race. I would love to win one of these races, but great work, bro. Really happy for the team, and let's go Red Bull. Well done, Dan. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
I got more emotion than the P1 winner. What's going on, Rekas?
Oh, I mean, he's probably dead tired too from running 31
Probably.
laps in all these mixed conditions on a track that will literally kill you if you breathe wrong. So I can understand it, but yeah. Anyways,
speechless.
That's gonna go ahead and wrap things up here in Div5 at Singapore. A brand new league winner was born here tonight. Red Bull definitely gave him wings here tonight on every single restart. He just flew away with it, honestly. And next up is Viva Las Vegas. But before we wrap up, any final words, SJ?
Yeah, thank you very much to everyone that tuned in. One more race to go, Division 3 tomorrow night. Obviously, Rapid, Pajala and Muzz will be in the comms box. Division 3 Obviously, we'll have a race briefing before the race starts. So please, everyone, if you are tuning in, jump into the live comms box. It will be tagged and everything. Will be all the information there. Congratulations on all the podium wins tonight. Congratulations to everyone. Obviously, the race briefing did take it on board. Please take it on board for the rest of the season. It's not just one track. It's so many more to go. And obviously, Vegas is up next. And that's going to be a tough one, especially down the strip. And especially for this section as well. It's a tough track in some areas. But no, great work tonight from everyone. Drive of the day as well. And some great little battles. And a nice little battle right at the end between TMT and Kaus as well. And props to Kaus. No, he didn't get onto the podium, but fantastic drive that hasn't... It doesn't really play F1, to be honest with you. He's more into his FIFA. So top job to Kaus. And big shout out to Ronnie Time 123. Thank you very much for the follow. And everyone else that tuned in. And also to all of our sponsors as well. AO369, Pagni and SimLab, and our affiliate this season, SRC. And if you're needing setups going into Vegas, please jump on to the stream or jump onto the comments and use the code below and get amongst it. And yes, thank you very much, Rekus. Had a wonderful time, mate. Great to see a fellow driver and also a fellow teammate take out the win. So props on a good night to exit off.
Yeah, it was a very good night indeed. So once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning on in. A massive thank you to our sponsors who make everything possible, and obviously a massive thank you to the Twitch chat. You guys are awesome as always. Tune in tomorrow for Div3 action, and then we head to the streets of Las Vegas, where everybody is going to put it all on the line and gamble it all for a chance to win under the strip. Thank you guys so much. I'm BAF My name has been Patrick Coleman, aka Rekus, and we have been your hosts and commentators tonight. Stay hydrated, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.